So good morning, Lana. In our today's lesson, we are going to discuss water. I know you have done water in class 7, and in water in class 7, you talked about pollution of water in class 7. You talked about the causes of water pollution. Here you discuss about animal and human waste. You talked about floods, you talked about acid rain, you talked about so many other things, untreated sewage or industrial waste. All these are the causes of water. And you say pollution of water simply means the making water impure, such that it cannot be used by either animals or even human beings. So you make it impure. And those things that make water impure are called contaminants. Contaminants or pollutants. So we have water pollutants, and oil is one. Talk about soil, etc. All these are water pollutants. So in our today's lesson, I want us to get away from pollution, and we want to identify the types of water that we have. So in this case, we are going to talk about soft water and hard water. Soft water and hard water. So we are going to explain what is soft water. Now when you talk about soft water, it's simply the type of water that you're taking from home. That you say you can't take this water because it has a lot of salt, and you take this because it has no salt. So what we call salt in that water is mineral salts. So we talk about mineral. So the presence or absence of these mineral salts in the water or in water is what makes it either soft or hard. So this soft water is water that is having very little or no mineral salts. I've just said the absence or presence of it is what makes water soft or hard. So in this case, this one is soft water, having little or no mineral salts. Then we have hard water, like the water that you take, maybe if you have a bowl just where you live, you realize that the water does not taste that sweet. Okay, it's sweet because of the presence of the salt, but for you as a human being taking it, you don't feel comfortable because that water contains more mineral salts. So we say that water that contains more of mineral salts is known as hard water. So we have soft water, little or no mineral salts, and then hard water, which has more mineral salts. Now, rainwater may be considered as soft water. Maybe, underline the word may. We are not saying should be considered or must be considered. No, may be considered as soft water because of the number of mineral salts that it contains. But all the same, we are not saying that it doesn't have mineral salts. It has because by the time it's coming from the clouds to land here on the ground, it is meeting with other things here, which we'll be discussing in our lesson, where we'll be talking about air pollution, and then we will be talking about what causes air pollution. I mean, what causes acid rain. You realize that acid rain is caused when the sulfur dioxide mixes with carbon dioxide in the atmosphere with rainwater. They form what we call acid rain. So we are saying this one, rainwater, may be considered as water, soft water. Then we have what we call the pure water. The pure water that you buy from the shops. That water is simply said to be having no minerals. Once you take it, you hear the taste is different from when you take some fresh water from a tap, because that one has been purified and there is no mineral source. So that's all about soft and hard water. We want to see some of the advantages of hard water. Now this hard water is advantageous in one way or another. Number one, it's advantageous because it's good for drinking. Good for drinking. I want to explain this. Why is it good for drinking? We are just talking about mineral salts present in that water. So those mineral salts are very, very important in our bodies to be able to strengthen our bones and even our teeth. So because of the presence of those mineral salts, we are saying it's good for drinking. Even its taste is different from soft water. We are also saying that this hard water is also used in brewing. Used in brewing. What is brewing? In the process of making beer, they don't use soft water, they use hard water. Because there are also important minerals that are found in that water that are useful in fermentation of the alcohol. So they use it in brewing. So I can just give the two advantages and then we look at the disadvantages. Having said that it's good for drinking, I'm not saying that you continue drinking this water because this may not be safe. The water is not safe for drinking, but it's good for drinking. Once you take it, you hear there's some taste of saltness that makes you feel comfortable. But when it's much of that now, you become uncomfortable, and then you cannot be able to use it. So let's move on and do what we call disadvantages of hard water. Disadvantages of hard water. This one is disadvantages in many ways. Number one, it wastes time. Waste time, soap, and energy during laundry. The time of laundry. When you're washing your clothes, you waste a lot of time. I'll be able to show you later how the soap is wasted. So the time also, because this one does not lather easily. We'll talk about lather towards the end of this lesson. Does not lather easily with soap. So you continue adding more soap every now and then so that you can get the lather. The lather is a form. That form that you use in washing does not come easily when you're mixing water, add water and soap. So you must continue adding that. So you're taking time, not just like the soft water. When you just put the detergent there, it becomes soapy and you can be able to use the water. But this one you must use a lot of time to be able to produce foam, or for that water to be able to lather and you start washing. Talk about the soap. The soap must be much of it because it does not lather easily, and of course the energy. You use a lot of energy in washing because of course the water is not mixing well with the soap. Number two, discolors white garment. In this case, you can talk about staining. It stains white garment. Whenever you continue using this hard water with soap to wash clothes, you realize that our clothes that was supposed to be white turns to be brown. With time, it continues turning to be brown. Why? There's a simple reason why this becomes brown. When you're mixing that soap with water, the hard water, what happens is that sometimes if you leave that water after washing, you leave it for a while, you realize on top of that water, there's something like a layer of oil on that particular water. When you have just finished your laundry and you have left some water in the basin, you just come and see some oily floating on the water. That oil, that thing we call it scum. Scum, S-C-U-M. This scum, once you want to wash you're washing your clothes, what happens? The scum remains on the white cloth as you continue rinsing your clothes. So if it remains there, means that when you go to just place them on the cloth line, they will remain there. They will dry together with the cloth there. So that will make a stain on that particular cloth. So we'll come to that later, but it discolors white garments. It stains white garments. Number three, talk about discoloring teeth. You realize some people have some brown teeth. Sometimes it's because of water, sometimes it's because of the nature. But in this case, when you find that in most of the places where the people are taking not salty, but hard water, you find that their teeth are brown. So it discolors or stains teeth to look like they are brown. and so many other disadvantages that we'll be able to see as we continue with our lesson. So that's all about hard water. The advantages of saying it's wasteful, both in time, soap, and energy. It discolors or stains white garments, and also discoloring teeth. But we have said it's useful in two ways. That is used in brewing, and also is good for drinking. I want us to move ahead, and we see substances formed when add water, in presence of hard water, substances formed in presence of hard water. So in presence of hard water, I've just talked about one, scum. Scum is formed, and this one comes in an exam. That's why I want to emphasize on this. And what is scum? Scum is that oily thing I've just talked about that remains on top of water when you have just finished your laundry. And this happens when you mix water, that is hard water with soap. So that is formed as a sort of mixing hard water with soap. Number two, there is what we call the scale. And what is a scale, Lana? You realize that on top of your houses where we have the roof, you'll find there's something like this. Something like this. Lana, what do you call this? If you can remember, this is what we call the solar heater. The solar heater, this is a tank actually of water. Then this is the solar panel. So it absorbs light energy. This time around it's not heat energy. The solar does not use heat. It absorbs the light energy and converts that light energy into heat energy that is used to heat this water. The water is heated and you use it in bathrooms. But of course the water has to pass through some pipes. So you realize the scale is that whitish thing, white layer that is formed inside pipes carrying water that is hot and is hard. So hard water passing through this pipe will eventually form a layer this the salt in it will continue piling on the sides of this particular pipe. So eventually you realize you find something like this. That this is a layer. This is the only opening that is remaining in that pipe. So the water has difficulties when coming out. So eventually you realize that the whole of this space is blocked. And so we see one disadvantage of hard water. It blocks pipes carrying hard water that is hot from the solar heater to your bathroom. So eventually you realize that these ones are blocked. So it blocks. So a scale is found in pipes carrying hot hard water. So this is a whitish layer or brownish layer that is found in hot pipes which are carrying hot hard water. So eventually the effect of this is that you realize that these pipes are going to be blocked. So you'll not be able to get water in your bathrooms because they have been blocked. Because once in a while the salt mineral salts are piling. Because this most of the time is a metal. So the salt reacts with that metal to form a layer that eventually will block this particular pipe. And then lastly, the third one is what we call a fur. And this fur is FUR. Now this is the brownish thing, the brownish substance that is found at the bottom of cooking utensils. The brownish substance found at the bottom of the cooking utensils, like pans, the cooking pans, the one that you use to make the pan, the egg and whatever. you find at the bottom there is brown or whitish. That thing is called fur. So I want you to differentiate where these things are found. Scum is found when you mix water, hard water and soap. Scale is be found in hot water pipes, and then fur will be found in utensils. That is after cooking. You realize, or even boiling water. Have you ever boiled water? I mean, just left water to boil, and then you forget. Once you come back, you find some white, white substance at the base. If the water has already dried, that is what we call fur. So it can be found in sufrias, can be found in pans, but you'll find it there. So these three are substances that are formed in presence of hard water. So once we come later, we'll discuss something else. I want us to stop at that point so that we don't do much of this. But in our next lesson, we will realize how we now get the hardness. The hardness are of two types. We have permanent and temporary hardness, and how we can be able to remove them. So until next time, Lana, I want you to pass through those notes in your book even. See whether you understand exactly what I've just said, but put more emphasis on these, the disadvantages and advantages of hard water, and then the definition of these two. What is a hard water? What is a soft water? So until next time, Lana, may God bless you. Have a very busy weekend as you continue doing the best. God bless you.